Guten Tag guys, today's video is sort of an add-on to the last video. Here I'll give you 17 bonus tips for losing weight. Why 17? Because I give you helpful tips and not tips that come in a pretty number like 10 or 20 just for the sake of it. If you need a good long-term strategy for weight loss, then also give the last video a watch. Today we're not going into as much detail. I want to keep it short. The first few tips are for if you have to lose a lot of weight, then some general tips, and lastly some tips that help you if you are tracking calories. So without any further ado, let's get into it. If you have a lot of fat, it's probably okay to lose the weight a bit faster in the beginning. First up, your body doesn't cling to the fat as much if it has enough. And also, your weight might already be affecting your health negatively. But don't go too crazy with it. You still want it to be sustainable. But up to something like 1.5% of your body weight per week is fine. If you just want to stick with the normal 0.5 to 1% of your body weight, that's fine too, of course. If you have to lose a lot of weight, it's also a good idea to do it in stages. So for example, losing 15 kilos, staying there for a while, and then losing another 10, staying there for a while, and so on. For one, these maintenance periods will help you feel recharged and make it easier to go on later. And also you learn how to eat at maintenance. Many people know how to lose and gain weight, but not how to maintain weight after a weight loss phase. These maintenance phases are often called diet breaks, but I don't want you to forget all about good eating habits. You don't want to gain back all the weight you just lost. You want to maintain the weight, so there still needs to be some thought about what goes into your mouth. If up until now you were quite inactive and your meals were all over the place, then you can lose a lot of weight by mainly focusing on moving more and changing a few of your meals. A calorie deficit is of course still required to lose weight, but the caloric restriction doesn't have to be something you think about. Sometimes it just happens. Moving more in your day-to-day life is a great idea. So try to take the stairs instead of the elevator and also walk short distances instead of taking your car or public transport. Weight training is your friend on a cut. Everybody says they want to lose weight, but what we mean by that, most of the time at least, is that we want to lose fat. You want to keep your muscle. But in a deficit, your body doesn't like to keep muscle because it's expensive. So we need to kind of not give our body a choice, and we do that by weight training. Just like weight training, not going into a large deficit and eating enough protein also helps you maintain or maybe even gain a bit of muscle. And as a side note, muscle gain might mask some fat loss, but in general, fat loss is a much faster process than muscle gain. So you should still be losing weight even if you build some muscle in a cut. Not a very new tip, but still helpful, switching out their foods for their low-calorie counterparts. Be it sodas, ice cream, or yogurt and milk. You are basically eating the same and you spare some calories.
Great success.
Some people are concerned about the health consequences of artificial sweeteners and all that stuff. But as far as I know, studies seem to suggest that they are fine. And also it's not like regular sodas are healthy anyways. Find your daily meal amount. Sometimes you hear that if you want to lose weight, you need to eat a lot of small meals throughout the day. I really have no idea where this tip came from, and for some people it's absolutely shit advice. Don't get me wrong, for some people it might be good advice. Losing weight always comes down to eating less and not to how many meals you eat. So you need to find the amount of meals that makes it easiest for you to eat less. Some people don't cope with hunger that well. If that's you, then eating a lot of small meals throughout the day is probably a good way to go. For me, for example, I really have no problem with having hunger for hours at a time, but if I eat, I want to eat a lot. So for me, eating fewer but bigger meals is definitely a better way to go. Find what works for you and don't listen to the advice from a bad diet book from the 90s. Most likely something you've heard already. If you're hungry, drink some water. Nothing special about this really. Water fills your stomach and sometimes this dampens the hunger. Also, drinking something before you eat might help you feel fuller sooner. And drinking enough fluids is important anyways.
What else would I drink? Gases? Solids? Ionized plasma?
Learn to like hunger. Here in the Western world, hunger is not really something we experience a lot. And usually we try to silence it as fast as possible, so we're not used to it. If you want to lose weight, you will almost certainly experience it at some point. Quite often, most likely. But hunger is nothing bad, it's just a sensation, a feeling. If you want to lose weight, you should get used to it. Hunger is just a feeling, a sensation, and it comes in waves. If you can withstand 1 or 2 hours of it, most of the time it goes away and only comes back after a few more hours. Even if you eat nothing at all, you won't have hunger all day. Often it's just 1 hour and then you feel okay. Last one about hunger, I promise. I think it's not just a good idea to be able to withstand a few hours of hunger, but on a cut to somewhat seek it. If you eat very filling foods and you space your meals evenly throughout the day, maybe you will be able to lose weight loss with almost no hunger. But in most cases, having hunger at least once a day for 1 or 2 hours is a good proxy for being in a deficit. Not saying that you will definitely lose weight if you're hungry for 2 hours every day. You can certainly cram a lot of calories into a short time window and then feel hungry later in the day. But when used together with smart nutrition and enough activity, hunger is certainly a helpful indicator. If you go overboard on your calories, track it. Maybe even if you usually don't track. Going off the diet and getting a huge meal happens. And sometimes you just want to cram as much into yourself as possible. I get it, at a party or at a restaurant, you don't want to be thinking about calories. Have an off day, it's fine. Go overboard, no problem. But tracking it will help you to do some damage control. Eat 500, hell, maybe even 1000 calories over what you should. But you don't want to end up eating way in excess and lose a week of weight loss. Also try to not have these cheat meals too often, or at least you need to match the frequency and the degree to which you're cheating on your diet. For example, eating 500 calories too much once a week is fine, and eating 2000 calories too much once every 3 weeks is still tolerable. But eating 500 calories too much every second day or 2000 calories too much every week, that's a problem, and you might be losing almost no weight if any. Don't track your training, at least when it comes to calories. It's fine to track how many miles you ran this week, and you should track the weights you use in the gym. But when it comes to calories, don't track the activity and the training you did. Most of the cardio machines, tracking devices and apps overestimate the amount of calories you burn. So you might think you burned 500 calories and then eat 500 more. But in actuality, you just burned 200. So your deficit just decreased by 300 calories. If you had a hard training session, it's fine to sometimes eat a bit more, but keep it on the low side. If you decide to track calories in order to lose weight, here's a good tip. Tracking calories takes quite a while. So cook bigger meals that you can eat over the next few days. This way you only need to weigh out the food once, and then you just eat 1/4 or whatever of the meal you cooked every day for the next few days. Will the calories for each meal be exact? No, but it really doesn't matter that much if you eat 100 calories more today and less tomorrow. Everything you ate, you tracked. That's what matters. It doesn't matter if it happens in a 24-hour or a 72-hour window. If you're tracking and you share your meals with another person, it's not as easy as sharing a meal with your tomorrow you. So for most people, it's probably easiest to try to have almost all your meals just to yourself. The other option is to track the calories of the whole meal, weigh the whole meal, and weigh the amount you eat. And then you just multiply the calories by the grams you ate and divide it by the grams of the whole meal. That's how my girlfriend and I do it if we're tracking. And it works pretty good. But if it's too many numbers and too much math for you, I get it. It's too many numbers for her too. I do the math. So, these were the tips. Maybe not that short after all. What can I say? I like talking. Even though this was a video about losing weight, I'm by no means saying that everybody needs to lose weight. If you're overweight, it's certainly not a bad idea. But if you're at a healthy weight and you have issues with your body, then losing weight might not be what you need. I also want to say how grateful I am that the last video got so many clicks. Usually I get like 20 to 30. And the last one got over 800, I think, by now. So that's absolutely enormous. Thank you very much. I'm completely over the moon. So thank you all a lot for watching, for liking, and especially for commenting. It really means a lot. So that's all for today. I really hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please leave a like and subscribe. Also click the bell thing. Write some comments. It helps the algorithm as well as my sanity. As always, you're very welcome to leave me some criticism down in the comments below. This was Fed. Thanks for watching.